Joining us tonight is somebody who knows a thing or two about Russia, former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, who spent more than 5 years wrongfully detained there. It was just over a year ago that he was released in one of the biggest prisoner exchanges between the U.S. and Russia since the Cold War. He's joining us now. Paul, it's good to see you again. Thank you for being back on the show.
Thanks, my pleasure.
Let me ask you directly here, as we look ahead to this discussion in Alaska, do you believe that President Trump could get anywhere productive with Vladimir Putin?
Look, the optics are really bad. The leader of a UN Security Council member is a wanted war criminal. Our government is treating him like a friend. We should be arresting him, not legitimizing him and entertaining him. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with Vladimir Putin.
Is it worth a shot to try to get the fighting to stop in Ukraine, or do you believe it's a fool's errand?
Well, yeah, I've used that term myself. What we need to do is tell Putin to leave Ukraine, and that includes Crimea. Once his troops have left, then they can work on, an end game. But for now, his troops are occupying a foreign country, a sovereign country, and it's too early to make any deals. We can do things like sanction his oil, bleed his economy so that his people are forced to rise up against him and then bring him to the table.
Is there something in particular, Paul, that you would like to hear from President Trump tomorrow? If he holds this news conference after, let's say, whether it's solo, whether it's alongside Putin, is there something you want him to say?
I'd like for him to say that he's spoken to Putin and they've agreed to compensate myself, Trevor Reed, and other U.S. citizens who were wrongfully detained in Russia for the years that we spent in prison just for his political games. I'm sure we won't hear that, but otherwise, I'd like to hear that Vladimir Putin and the Russian army are leaving Ukraine, to include Crimea, and that we won't hear from them again.
Volodymyr Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine, is worried about the possibility that some sort of deal will be struck without Ukraine's involvement. Do you share that concern?
I do. Russia has violated every treaty and agreement since the Soviet Union fell. Vladimir Putin does not keep his word. They backed out of the human rights treaties when I was being held. They violated my civil rights, my human rights, the same with Trevor, the same with Brittany. There's no reason that we should trust him, and we shouldn't legitimize a despotic leader like Vladimir Putin. It's not going to come to a good end.
You talk about yourself, you talk about Trevor Reed, you talk about Brittany Griner. You have done some advocacy for other detainees abroad. You're pushing for the Trump administration or Congress to help fund the 2020 Levinson Act, which would give care for returning detainees. Where do those conversations stand, Paul? Are you optimistic about something coming from them?
I am optimistic. The law was written. Congress intended that former hostages be taken care of properly, but we're not being taken care of. There's a spat between Congress and the State Department. It's not my problem. It's their problem. They need to sort it out. We have bipartisan support in Congress to take care of hostages, and we're hoping that the State Department will listen to our complaints. I'm trying to meet with Secretary Rubio to discuss these issues, but we're confident that something will occur soon. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell from Michigan, Haley Stevens from Michigan, Alyssa Slotkin, one of our senators, they're deeply entrenched in this, and they're not going to let it go. I mean, they want hostages, be it from Michigan or any other state, taken care of properly.
Okay. Paul Whelan, thank you so much for being back on the show. I appreciate it. I know you're going to be watching that summit, as the rest of the world will be tomorrow as well. Thank you, sir.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.